This podcast is recorded on stolen and unceded Aboriginal land.
We acknowledge the First Nations and elders of this country and join their calls for justice. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Merry Boxing Day, everyone.
As they say. Oh, close the blinds. I'm so hungover from Christmas, right?
Right, you break your straight edge just for Christmas? Just for Jesus?
No, that's just, I'm trying to connect. That's what a lot of people who drink might be feeling hungover today.
We're obviously recording this beforehand, but what are your Christmas plans this year? If
I do not know yet, and that's the way I like it. My only traditions, I like to eat domatis, potato salad, tabbouleh, and maybe some sort of fake cold meat. Might sit by the pool. I don't know what I'll be doing though.
Fake meat that's cold?
Well, like as in like a fake ham or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, right. But cold. Interesting. We're hosting. Me and my boyfriend are hosting for the first time. I'm quite scared. Yes. So we'll see how that goes. And I bought a doll's house for my niece.
Oh.
Real gender normative shit. But
yeah, good. Put her in her place.
It's what she wants. I don't know. What do you want?
Is it really? Is it really, Tom?
She yelled at me recently because she was doing one of her characters, Mr. Farty Bumface.
Wow.
And I said,
what's his motivation?
Well, indeed. And then I think I said, oh, how's your friend Dr. Farty Bumface? No, I said, well, how's your friend Mr. Farty Bumface? And she said, it's Dr. Farty Bumface. Like, Jesus Christ. Sorry, mate.
That is quite rude, to be fair. Well, look, speaking of characters and acting, we have a special treat for you this Boxing Day, don't we?
We do.
I assumed the role of actor for Tom. Of course, it came naturally, but This was at our live show in Newcastle from the Rising Tide Blockade at the Newcastle Comedy Club, and probably one of my, most enjoyable, one of the funnest moments and most insane moments that I've maybe had doing this podcast. It was quite chaotic because we had Sue Higginson and Rosie up on stage with Tom and me on this tiny little stage, not enough microphones, and we decided to do a rendition of young Scott Ludlam's classic play, Atomic Oz.
Powerful piece of theatre, protest theatre. That was folk theatre, I believe. That was
that's his words of how I have it on good authority that Scott Ludlam refers to it as a precious piece of folk theatre.
Precious indeed. This came up when we were reading Inside the Greens, which of course you know as Patreon listeners. This is a series we're doing. We discovered this part of Greens history. Scott Ludlam wrote a really powerful play. We didn't do the whole thing because it's way too long.
Yeah.
And I think that the extract we went with is still too long.
Probably.
But we had a lot of fun performing it for you, bringing it alive on stage in front of that lovely Newcastle audience. And we thought for this Patreon episode, we would share it with you as a special sort of Christmas treat, you know?
Curtains up.
Thank you so much, Rosie and Sue, for being here. Now, we are pretty much coming towards the end of the show. We thought we'd do one last thing to wrap things up, a little bit of a performance in the spirit of protest that you might enjoy. During our Patreon series, when we were reading Paddy Manning's Inside the Greens, people might know, we did come across the incredible news that Scott Ludlam's early days as an activist in the early 2000s, he became a bit of a playwright. Over the summer, Ludlam started volunteering for the anti-Jabiluka campaign, designing newsletters, posters and web pages, while also reading voraciously and writing an anti-nuclear play called Atomic Oz. A bit of street theatre, the play was performed on a map of Australia with all the nuclear sites marked out. Joe Valentine played Mrs. Mop, trying to clean up the nuclear waste. "This ash is so fine you can't clean it up," she would complain. Ludlam was dipping his toe into green politics.
Aww, Ludlam.
Well, Michael the Griff Griffin managed to find the script for that play, and we're going to perform some of it for you now.
Exclusive Atomic Oz performance.
This is going to be shit.
Unsanctioned by Scott, yeah.
Was that?
Unsanctioned by Scott. I said, have we told Scott we're doing this? Is anyone speaking to him? No.
No, we could be breaking...
It's true, he doesn't care.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right, we've got a list of characters here. We're just going to do a few extracts of the scenes and we're going to divvy up the characters across our guests.
All right, sounds good. So how do we do it? We've got 3 microphones. We've got 4 people. We've got like 10 characters. What the fuck?
It's not very well organised. I'm sorry. We focus on stopping the planet being on fire. Right. The characters are the stage directions. I'm going to read the stage directions. We've got the nuclear mafia, businessman, played by one Emerald Moon, of course.
That's me.
The politician will be played by Sue Higginson. I'll be taking on the role of the general as well. Emerald will also be playing Mrs. G, who is Gaia's cleaning lady.
Yes. Is that what she's... You didn't tell me what she's meant to sound
You had
like.
time to prepare and work on your character.
What's my motivation?
There is a character called Matilda who is a child. We thought we'd give that to you, Rosie, if you don't mind. I'll be playing one of our former Prime Ministers, and it's going to be pretty impressive.
John Howard.
And I'm also going to be playing the role of PR Flack.
Tom assigned the role, so of course I get to keep himself half of them.
I have the most experience. So,
Wow.
I'm sorry, I want attention. All right. Here we go. Some extracts from Scott Ludlam's Atomic Oz. Please welcome our wonderful cast to the stage, everybody. Come on. Scene 1, a large outline map... oh, fuck.
Wow, so far so good.
A large outline map of Australia laid out in carpet painted blue on one edge, green on the other. A bench stands off the southwest corner. Off to the right, a large board displays the date, 1949.
Oh.
Singers do a couple of opening numbers to set the scene. Matilda enters the stage, looks around dreamily, lies down on her bench and falls asleep. What an incredible debut. 3 red suits arrive with Geiger counters scanning the stage and parts of the audience, bit of fun, for signs of radiation. They're excited. The nuclear mafia arrive.
Well, General, your boffins have made us this beautiful, bright, shiny new bomb, but our problem is, how do we turn this weapon of genocide into an engine of profit? Am I doing well? This is good.
The play goes for 6 hours, by the way.
Yeah. Destroying the entire planet is hardly something we can do every day. Where's the long-term profitability?
Well, we've started down this road now, dear fellow. There is no turning back. We can't not do it. We can't put the genie back in the bottle. We have to figure out how to make it work for us.
Yes, but I'm the general. But how do we convince people that the best way to keep world peace is to threaten to kill everyone?
I don't understand. We need...
The friendly atom! Enter the friendly atom, bubbling with enthusiasm, skipping around the stage while the 3 mafia launch into a smooth sales pitch.
It's 1949, the dawn of the nuclear age. It's time to put the past ahead of us and the future behind us. High, low, low, high, hi ho, it's off to work we go. To build a better world for our children, of course.
Incredible writing.
That's right. And while we're doing it, we're all going to make pots of money. You see, Australia might seem to the untrained eye to be a bit of a wasteland, but it's got uranium all over it, just begging us to dig it up and flog it off to the palms.
That will certainly make it worth your while, chaps. Your freedom and the defence of the free world are at stake. And what better way to protect our children than with thousands and thousands of nuclear weapons?
I see Australia as a whole, a big, big whole. Well, nice. What do the people of this great country think?
If you see a hole.
Hell yeah. The friendly atom is busy handing out sweets to kids and money to adults. What? The general and businessman immediately pounce on the politician. Yes, great. We love it. Thank you very much, etc.
Looks like you're all up for it then. It's gonna be
a bright nuclear future for everyone. Scene 2. An elderly woman dressed as a cleaning lady steps on stage. Oh, fuck, here we go. With a mop and a bucket. She shakes her head at the mess and wakes Matilda. This is Mrs. G, representing Gaia.
Wake up, Matilda. You must wake up.
Oh, God. She's not a witch.
What's happening? Where am I? You have to make them stop. It's going to take me millions of years to clean up the mess they made and those bombs. bombs.
Jesus Christ.
And those bombs, they simply don't know what fire they play with. They think they're so powerful, but it's as though they're all sleepwalking.
It's nothing to do with me. It's not my problem.
She's trying to get back to sleep.
I'm afraid you can't sleep any longer, child. This is for your future. You have to wake up now.
It's a metaphor. Do you get it?
Wake up. Yeah.
Mrs. G packs up the bench and then starts mopping up the mess made by the bombs. Matilda gets up and approaches the workers.
Excuse me, what's going on here?
Watch out. She's trying to take your jobs off you.
The workers are all ignoring Matilda. She approaches the mafia.
Excuse me, I wonder if you could tell me.
Out of the way, love. You don't need to worry. I'm not the lady anymore. I'm the businessman. You don't need to worry your pretty little head about this. Haven't you got a sponge cake to make or something? Anti-sexist.
Men are toxic!
It's all for your own good, my dear. This is for your future. Listen. I wish to announce that we have just commissioned a nuclear research reactor for metropolitan Sydney. This is what we need to be global players in the nuclear age.
But aren't there people living there?
Go and make us a cup of tea, would you, love?
Oh! 2 rat suits carry on the reactor and dump it in Sydney. There is a round of applause. Okay, I really tried to cut this down, but it's going quite a long time. Scene 3. The calendar flips to 2001.
So now we come to more recent times, and here's where things start to get kind of weird.
A small suited figure bounces onto the stage, hops about, and launches onto the drum, standing at Roxby Downs. He gurgles for a bit. Hello, I'm John Howard.
Very good.
It's like he's in the room. Oh, I think there should be more uranium mines in national parks. We only have one at the moment, and frankly, it shames us in the eyes of the world. The world is looking at us with its eye, and it can see things we can't. We're losing vital market competitive share advantage to Canada in this sector. God, this is extraordinary dialogue. If I wasn't so busy fixing up the bloody GST, I'd be out there digging it up myself. Go on, get cracking at Jabiluka.
Finally! I've been waiting 16 years for Jabiluka.
Matilda and the protesters are backing the mirror at Jabiluka when the miners arrive. They look like they mean business. Some of them have locked on to the mine symbol. They are joined by people from all over Australia.
Right. All right, you feral rabble, move aside. We have sensitive negotiations to conduct.
He tries to rip the banner away from the blockaders, but is repelled. He tries another tack, fishing out a wad of money. They're having none of it. He retreats in confusion.
What's wrong with you people? This is money, damn it. Money is money.
The subtext is just amazing. The blockaders launch in solidarity. We stand together. The businessman looks on aghast and then retreats back to Johnny with his tail between his legs. They didn't want the money? What's the matter with them? He demands to inspect the money. It looks okay to him. He strides up to Kakadu and is swiftly bundled up in the banner and carried away. His legs are still free, however.
Important.
The businessman looks on in alarm and retreats. Yay! Okay, last scene, I fucking promise. Scene 4, Matilda returns to stage with a black eye to confront the nuclear mafia.
So this is what you meant by a bright nuclear future?
My dear, we're just getting started.
The PR flak enters. Yes, wait, there's more!
Don't tell me.
This guy's,
free steak knives.
Free steak knives.
I'm sorry, I stepped on your line. Say that again. That was great.
Don't tell me free steak knives.
Better yet! We've been looking around the world, and what we've decided is, well, what I mean to say is we have rather a lot of nuclear waste piled up in Europe and North America and a lot of space. So we've decided, since we've created a global problem after all, you might like to be part of the global solution.
The businessman is intrigued, coming closer while everyone else looks horrified.
My client is a company called Pangea Resources. We dump it, you lump it. For a fee, of course. Oh, here's a business card.
Thank you. I'm reading the business card. Pangea Resources. Welcome to the future. ... Suckers.
This is better than Captain Planet.
What's in it? What's in it for me then?
Let's see. Why don't we start with $6 billion? $6 billion? That's just for starters, dear people. We're just returning what's rightfully yours, you see, and it has to go somewhere. Remember, you helped us create a global problem. You have to think of your moral obligation since you've been selling the stuff to us for 40 years. Remember?
I think I preferred the steak knives.
Boom! But wait, there's even more. I tell you what, just for you, at a special price, I've got a brand new Argentinian research reactor at the back. It's going cheap, and I've heard you people are in the market for a new one.
No way, the old one was bad enough over my dead body.
If you insist.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I hate that businessman!
Oh, yes, please.
I have it on good authority that it'll be no more dangerous than a washing machine. He waves on the rad suits with a new reactor made from a badly painted washing machine box. All right? Rad suits, however, nervously not sure whether to put it down or not.
We're gonna have a nuclear carnival.
Turgid carnival music and the carnival of death begins. Macabre jugglers and stilt walkers, rad suits, drummers, and the friendly atom all jamming with death. Sorry, Death himself is a character in this play. It's a gruesome slow motion dance.
Guess who's back? Stop! Stop the carnival!
Why are you a character from Are You Being Served? Everyone falls down and melts into the ground and lies dead while Mrs. G takes the stage.
Look at this wasteland. What on earth are we doing? There are still some 35,000 nuclear weapons in the arsenals of the nuclear weapon states. Bombs 1,000 times more powerful than the one that destroyed Hiroshima. On alert every day, waiting for the signal or an accident. Today, we have 160,000 tonnes of high-level nuclear waste. This isn't really very funny.
I'm starting to cry now.
And no idea how to deal with it. It will be killing for the next 250,000 years unless we figure out how to look after it. In Australia, they want to bury it on Aboriginal land. Pangaea wants to dump everybody's waste here. But once they dump it, what then?
We hear the song, Who's Gonna Be There at the Waste Dump?
Who's gonna be there at the waste dump?
Matilda takes the stage.
We've made a mess, but we know we can change. We have to change. And there are so many sustainable alternatives. We're at a very significant point in time here. We are riding high on 30 years of community opposition that has helped contain the nuclear nightmare. But the same old people are still flogging the same mutant horse. More uranium mines in Western Australia and South Australia. Expand Ranger and open up Jabiluka. Fix us up with another nuclear reactor. They've even started telling people that nukes are a safe, clean alternative to fossil fuels.
Boo.
This isn't over yet. First Nations people are still fighting for their land, and social justice activists worldwide are still trying to turn this madness around, and they need our help. What can we do? That's over to you.
The carnival is transformed into a carnival of life. Finale song played with enthusiasm. Everyone springs to their feet, ripping off their costumes to reveal colourful party gear. The carnival of life sweeps away the ruins of the nuclear age. And that's Atomic Oz. Give it up for Sue Higginson and Rosie, everybody! Thank you so much, you guys. Get out there. Go get arrested, please.
Serious danger to Australia.